So in 2040, what does it mean to be human? I think that's a very interesting question. We, as you know, we've done some work on the next industrial revolution and thinking about what the implications of artificial intelligence and bionics and that sort of blurring of machine and computer and people. I think we have some really big questions and to resolve, right, or to think about going forward. I mean, there's really big issues about if jobs are being automated at an incredible rate, do we get to a point where suddenly people become surplus? And we've seen that type of thing occur in certain sectors in history. The one people often use as an example is, blacksmiths went out of business when people didn't need horses anymore, right?
People will have more time and more availability to be human. Here's what I mean by that. Technology enabling us will, in theory, enable us to have more time to ourselves, because technology will take care of some of the, I'll call it the grunt work that each of us are involved in day to day, which then should free us up, give us more free time to enjoy, to live life. At least that's the hope.
That people start again to live in communities, because the cities are growing, they become more complex, and there are two ways. Either people completely become isolated, detached from society, or we integrate more so the communities become more livable. And that's obviously the wish I have for 2040.
Well, where do humans get left in this, right? And so do we approach a point where people become almost redundant to the system, right? And that is a huge issue, existential issue for human beings, right? What do we do, right? Because we're so coupled to this notion of work, and our value is, correlated or associated with what we do and what we contribute. So that's just a huge issue, right? So that's one. I think another one is, for example, is issues around longevity. People are already living substantially longer than they did 50 years or 100 years ago. So, and some other research is suggesting that the boundaries of human longevity are being pushed out further and further. So the technical, maximum length that a human being can live, there's some argument now, well, that may be much longer than we ever previously anticipated. So then you start to get into, well, if you can replace human organs, at what point can you just keep perpetuating a system where if a heart fails, you just replace it, or another organ fails, you just replace it. But then if people live so much longer, what's the value of that?
Definitely hope that by 2040 our cities will have managed transformation. So living in cities, which is, as a matter of fact, what most people on Earth will be doing by then, means having the possibility to live a decent life, find work, and be able to live from what you earn from your work, and spend your life in a good, healthy, green, urban environment. Because I think that in growing cities, public spaces and environmental issues are going to be crucial in our future.
Humans, they always want to be in charge somehow, and want at least to have the feeling that they can decide. And the whole issue of data and the way it is managed can limit enormously our possibility of deciding things. And then the question will be, how are we going to pronounce ourselves? How are we going to articulate ourselves? Is it more in a creative, cultural way? Is it in a more rebellious way? You see that there's a lot of uncertainty now. So I think that being a human in 2014 will be something different that we are today. And the big danger is that we go in kind of brave new world situations where we are being determined by systems that we think, even today we think we make decisions, while in reality other people are making decisions for us without us realizing that. So I think there is a big challenge of getting the essence of being a human being pure, and whatever that may be. But it's a big debate that we are not debating yet.